All right, guys, I almost surf launched. Just couldn't gather the motivation to launch out front. Instead, I brought my kayak to the flats, which are gonna be interesting to see how they fish right now. Definitely a little bit of a shoal right here. I don't know if that's a trout, bluefish. Oh, bluefish. Those look like smaller. Maybe jacks. Either way, let's try a different lure. I'm not a topwater guy. It's got its moments, but I think for the most part, using different stuff. I got this Japanese gotcha plug right here. And when I saw it jumping out of the water, it wasn't really bluefishy looking to me. Maybe it was. I'll find out right now. I think it's a bluefish. I don't know, it's fast. Oh. All right, ladyfish. Those ladyfish aren't bad to eat, actually. I mean, primarily bait fish, I get it, but they have a pretty good preparation that I like to do. I think there's a bunch of them there. Good summer fun though, man. Hey, this is fun. I'll do it. Works. Works for me. Simple stuff. Channel edge. Yeah. As long as the sharks aren't here, they might be. This does feel like a real sharky area. Notorious poop flinger. All right, well, you know what? That's a good size ladyfish. Let's every year I'll keep a bunch of these and do a video cooking them. They're abundant, and it's one of those things that you really don't think this should taste good, but with a certain preparation, they're actually excellent. And I guess let's do that little refresher, because it's fun, man. I enjoy it. My wife and I, we like these guys. I'll keep probably 2 or 3 of them. Maybe I'll find some pompano here, just mix it up a little bit, but let me get this guy on ice right now. One thing you really want to do though, is you want to make sure you bleed them out. They're kind of a bloody fish, and you'll definitely enhance the flavor. Over the years, there's not too many fish that I find to be surprisingly good. The only 2 that really surprised me over the years are ribbonfish and ladyfish. And I've got a bunch of ladyfish busting over there. But yeah, both ribbonfish and ladyfish are excellent, but they're kind of, yeah, it's weird. This right here is it's called like a crazy vibe. It's basically very similar to gotcha plug. There's a little bit of a shoaling from a channel here. I've got 2 of them to work here. A lot of current. I like fast current in the kayak. And this lure, you kind of let it sink and just give it that aggressive pop to get that darting action, the vibration. Yeah, we got a lot of those ladyfish here. You can also hop these along the bottom, kind of like a blade bait. lost an expensive lure there. I wouldn't say it was expensive, but looked like it worked, but one down. All right, I should be able to get raise something on the top water somewhere here, I think. Just gotta watch out for a shark or two here. That was the only issue. Start flopping these ladyfish around, you know a shark's coming somewhere. Especially all that blood in the water right there. All right, pal. What I do like is these VMC, these are barbarian trebles. They make handling fish so much easier with top waters. I don't love single hooks, inline singles on top waters. I feel like I miss way too many. But these barbarian trebles have such a good gap, it really makes it a lot easier. Not the worst way to spend a summer day, right? Gonna keep one more of those guys, then I'll maybe try jigging and stuff like that. Got a lot of real estate to work here, so. Chance at a Jack Crevalle. See if we need to work this top water a little more aggressively though. I have no idea. I think it's a Jack Crevalle. I think that was a Jack. No stopping that one on 15-pound leader. Dang. All right, let's put a little heavier leader on. Yeah, I'm going with that was a big Jack Crevalle. Felt like it. You know, I've hooked quite a few of those, not on that kind of the lighter jigs like that, but that was a Jack. I mean, maybe it was a shark. I do catch sharks on jigs occasionally too, but that felt like a Jack. Definitely not the fish I lost. Sea robin. It's a sea robin. You get a few of these guys here. They're not really a common fish. I mean, you know, they don't get quite as large as the ones you see up north. Still cool. Aquarium fish. Typically hang around shoals and stuff. All right, we gotta keep moving. This zone just cleared out. Ooh, ladyfish are sloppy how they eat though. It's kind of funny. Where I live, we get ribbon fish, jacks, ladyfish. A lot of them are seasonal, like they're not really residents actually. He was pretty big. Learning how to prepare fish different ways certainly helps. Just seeing it, and you know, then you get surprised. You're like, hey, that's pretty edible, before you know it. And then you start thinking to yourself, wow, that's better than a lot of stuff I end up eating regularly. Glad there's no sharks around on it. Guess I'm keeping this one. I should be able to release here. Old micro jig, man. I think it's kind of cool. The only problem with the micro jigs is like the second hook does seem to catch fish in the side pretty frequently. It's like that first hook was in the mouth. The second hook ends up getting them in the corner there. They work great. They get a lot of attention, those. needed one of these. There's some reds around and stuff, but you know, doing that, you know, playing around with some of these funny fish 1 or 2 times a year, it's kind of fun. They're not the biggest or that glorious. Before you know it, they'll be gone. Same thing with the ribbon fish. I haven't gotten into the ribbon fish in a while, but always kind of fun. You know, for a day, they always felt kind of fun. Got those ladyfish attacking mullet on that flat again. All right, seemed to be a little harder to find on slack tide with increased boat traffic, but they're around. That was fun, man. Kind of like doing it for a day around here. But one of those things that I learned from buddy Dan was they're actually very edible. I've never tried it with American shad or hickory shad. I've always been kind of curious though, is that if you keep them well iced for about 24 to 48 hours, then scale and run a spoon over them, all the bones come off the meat and the flesh it's pretty good in my opinion. I mean, you know, there aren't too many of those secret fish that are worth the underrated hype. Like in my opinion, personally, I don't like bluefish that much. I've tried it every way that I've seen out there. And sure, it's okay smoked and you know, it's pretty good. But really the 2 fish that always kind of surprised me how much better than I expected them to be, it's both ladyfish and ribbon fish. Both of those have really white flesh. Ladyfish, the bones need to be removed for that to be palatable for most people's standards, myself included. Those bones gotta go. I've been flipped by those things before. It sucks. You know, if you're shallow, they'll get you. All right, I'm going home. Let's go to the kitchen, guys. Got some bites today, but it wasn't great. But it's also 84-degree water still, so that's hot. So made the most of it, had some action. Best part about this fish is you don't have to clean it when it's 90 degrees out. You know, in general, you come home, as soon as the fish is firm, you're gonna be cleaning it. Well, ladyfish, really the goal here is to separate the flesh from the bones. That should be good for overnight, and then we'll clean them up tomorrow. And they're pretty fun, man. You can, you know, add vegetables to them. You don't need too much filler. Like, it's not a breadcrumb and, you know, real starchy meal. Pretty much, it's a pretty good one, man. I don't know. I never tried to freeze them after I removed the meat from them either. But one thing that does suck with these things, man, it's a real messy fish. So, you know, we had about 30 minutes of fall weather, just about 30 minutes, I'd say. So we're back into the 90s, so it sucks, but hey, let me get my kayak cleaned off, and I'm gonna chill out. Fillet this like any other fish. There's just, I felt 100 bones cutting into that even. So I'm not gonna get too particular about saving every inch of meat on this guy. Just gonna slice along the backbone. Such. Like, this is not a oily, you'd think it'd be an oily fish. It's really not. It's pretty much mild. Okay, so a couple scales are always seem to sneak in on me here, but what we want to do is make sure we don't have any of them. Grab our spoon. Nice and gentle here. Simple, simple, simple. So basically what I'm doing is the flesh, the ladyfish is getting pushed away from the bones. There's no bones here at all. Just go gentle so you do not pick up any bones. So here's what's kind of left. I'm gonna rinse and repeat that, obviously, but see there's like channels where the bones separate from the meat. Sure, I didn't hit every little corner here. I'm not gonna be perfect with this fish. feel free to flame me in the comments section. But all the bones are left on the skin here and any of that other stuff. And that's the fillet off the ladyfish. Okay, there ain't too much to this one. Just, you can really just add your favorite ingredients. I'm using 1 large shallot, 3 chili peppers, and 1 poblano pepper. Fish is well salted. I'm gonna mix it up. Pretty easy. You don't need really any binding agent. What I'm going to use, because I like a little crisp, is I'm gonna add a little bit of cornstarch. And then I'm gonna mix this all together. Yep, that looks about right. All right, fish meatloaf's ready. The meatloaf of the sea. Slap it on a piece of bread. We do this every year and we like them. So it's one of those ones that every time I bring it up, I'm like, hey, that's actually pretty good. Speaking of crazy, I've got somebody working on my Facebook page. So if you use Facebook, there is Elias fishing videos being edited up on there for different formats. So just doing some different stuff since the water is still in the mid to low 80s. It's not really anything great to do at this time until that fall run really gets going. So ladyfish, pompano, just playing with the kind of the funny fish. So guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you with you in the next video.